Alright, I'm here to see Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Wish me luck.
Hello, welcome to Reviews You Can Use. Today's review, I will be reviewing Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, or in this case, Indiana Jones 5. But before we begin, make sure to hit that like and subscribe, and hit that notify so you don't miss any of my videos. Now, let's get started. This movie stars the legendary actor Harrison Ford, known for Star Wars, Patriot Games, Air Force One, and Blade Runner. And those movies, all of his movies, have made close to $9 billion. Glad to whip for a walker since now that he's playing an old Indiana Jones. Am I right? This movie also stars Mads Mikkelsen as the villain, who he was originally played Gellert Grindelwald in Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. This movie also stars Antonio Banderas, Toby Jones from Captain America, and the return of John Rhys Davis, who was in 2 of the Indiana Jones movies, being The Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade. It's glad to see him back, giving the line, "Give 'em hell, Indiana Jones." For those of you who don't know Indiana Jones is an archaeologist who is also like a hero, and he's also a doctor who teaches at a school or college. Here is a little recap of all the Indiana Jones movies. For Raiders of the Lost Ark, the first one, he was looking for the Art of the Covenant while fighting Nazis. In the second one, the Temple of Doom, he looks for the missing Sankara stones. I believe that's how you say it. And in The Last Crusade, he looks for the Chalice of Christ while fighting more Nazis. And for the unforgettable one, the fourth one, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, gets into an odd story about aliens and alien technology. This man can't catch a break. For a short summary of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, it says, daredevil archaeologist Indiana Jones races against time to retrieve a legendary dial that can change the course of history. Accompanied by his goddaughter, he soon finds himself squaring off against Huron Voller, a former Nazi who works for NASA. I mean, Indiana Jones, you gotta stop fighting Nazis for once. Like, come on. The cinematography was same as always since the 4 previous entries in the Indiana Jones franchise, which held to their style of movie making and felt comfortable to the audience with their up-close camera shots for action scenes and wide sweeping shots for the landscapes in this film. The sets in this film were mostly filmed in a studio, but this is a departure from earlier films where they were shot in actual locations, being the first one being filmed in Egypt, which was an actual cool thing they did. The CGI used in this film was amazing, especially for the flashback scenes where they had to film a de-aged Indiana Jones being interrogated. The Hollywood Reporter said, Lucasfilm's Industrial Light and Magic, which won Oscars for the visual effects in Steven Spielberg's Indiana Jones films, Raiders of the Lost Ark and Temple of Doom, returned to use every trick in the book on the whopping 2,350 VFX shots in the 5th installment of the franchise. That's a lot of CGI they used to conclude the series. Worked well. Harrison Ford's acting was always incredible to watch in every movie he's in. All the other actors' acting was also great in this movie as well. Especially the actor Toby Jones playing Basil was great, being a Miss Goofy sidekick while assisting Indiana Jones in the flashback, accidentally shooting Indiana Jones in the arm in the process. Unlike the 4 previous installments of the Indiana Jones franchise, which had Steven Spielberg direct the film, Steven Spielberg did not direct this movie. James Mangold, who directed The Wolverine, Logan, and Walk the Line, made this film, or directed it. In an interview for why Steven Spielberg was not directing the film, it said, the decision to step away from the film as director was entirely Spielberg's idea. The concept for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny was first conceived in 2016, but due to a number of disputes, the production was continually delayed. So, stuff behind the scenes meant that Steven Spielberg had problems, and I don't know why, but I feel like Steven Spielberg would have done a lot better to conclude his character since he helped create it, and it's his franchise. So, in my opinion, I don't think he should have been replaced at all, which is very sad. Considering now that Harrison Ford is 80 years old, it's surprising to change his name to the Village Retirement Home in Florida Jones. I started to get a little nervous when the action moved into plane due to Harrison Ford's history of plane crashings. Oh, I can already remember it now. Jokes aside, for a guy to be playing a character this age, it's amazing because when Sean Connery played Indiana Jones's father in 1986 for the third film, he was only 56 years old, just a mere 12 years older than Harrison Ford was himself. But Harrison Ford, at age 79, is still playing the action role. For things I did not like about this film, I did not like that Steven Spielberg and George Lucas did not have any say in this fifth installment, except they were executive producer. But I mean, what does that do? And again, do we really need snake jokes? I get it, Indiana Jones. You're afraid of snakes. We've seen it since the Raiders of the Lost Ark, including the fourth movie, which was unforgettable, that you had to grab a snake to be a rope. I mean, we've already seen you go through it millions of times, man. We don't need another one. It was good, but they should have done better. I mean, it was only 2 hours and 34 minutes. I mean, Mangold, come on. I mean, Logan was long, and same thing with the Wolverine, but you could have done a little more better. I mean, that's just my opinion, but still. That is it. Make sure to share this with your friends, and I will see you next time on Reviews You Can Use. Thanks for watching, and have a good night.